Hey there folks, welcome to a special afternoon edition, weekly edition of How to Fuck Things Up with Nate. Now you've all been on my case. Nate, what's going on with the Lunchbox? You know, what's the status? Well, I went and got some pop rivets because these little fuckers weren't doing it for me. And these pop rivets, they look a bit different. Now I'll give you the rundown on them, as I know so much about pop rivets and riveting in general. You basically just stick the rivet in the hole and you use a special tool over here. I'll show you later. And you pull the two pieces of metal together and bam! It works. Okay, so you got your pop riveting tool here. You take your rivet, you put it inside that doohickey. And the whole idea of it is pretty simple. You stick it in the hole and then as you pull, there's a ball in the end and it pulls it through the rivet and squishes out the backside and then snaps off the shank. And you got yourself a rivet. These are ones that I did already. I only fucked up one in styleable fashion. But it seems to be working pretty good so far. So we'll try to rivet it all together and then see at the end what kind of mistakes we got. So it's going on pretty good. I got the tubs made and I'm just trying to drill up some holes from some hardware, and of course there's going to be some collateral damage. I think I gashed myself open pretty good. So I guess maybe one segment on how to fuck things up with Nate might be a first aid segment. This is why you wear gloves, folks, when messing with power tools, because you know, we're just made of water at the end of the day. So let's go find some Band-Aids. So some tips for first aid. Don't clean the wound. And when you can't find any Band-Aids within 6 feet of reach, just grab some paper towel and electrical tape. Because we got shit to do. We got time limits. We got deadlines. And, you know, we'll worry about it later when it gets infected. And then that's a story for another day, right? Alrighty folks, if you remember what this looked like at the beginning of the project, you'd be as amazed as I am right now. I mean, all the rivets are in. She got some gashes in her. All the rivets are in. Got some blood on it. The hinges are a bit bent, so it's not exactly quote-unquote closing at the moment. But I'll learn those details later. But in the meantime, that's something to ponder over, folks. Snap rivets, pop rivets. And yeah, so we got her all together. And we just got to dial it in a bit. How to fuck things up, tip of the day. Tip number 1, when you have access to a vise and a drill, clamp the material in the vise when you're drilling it. Don't try to rush it. Tip 2. When your paper towel wrapped around your thumb that is bleeding becomes too saturated and starts dripping on your workbench and floor, replace the bandage and retape with electrical tape. Now let's go find some Band-Aids.